just as you're saying, that's some of the conversations I've had. I've had
good.
a couple because I've done a couple of open houses.
Uh-huh.
I've done 2 already.
Okay.
And when I've done off, I've had people who have come by that was just from the neighborhood.
Were they
And
people that you had talked to previously, that you door knocked and talked to previously?
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, good. Perfect. So you're doing it well already. You know, you're on the right track. Now it's just a matter of fine-tuning it. And I think the second element to it is you increase it. Because it's, you know, at the end, this business is nothing but a numbers game. The more people you intelligently talk to, the more chances you have of getting good leads. Okay? So that's step one. Then step 2 is get their contact information. Because majority of these leads, it doesn't matter how motivated they are, it doesn't matter how nice they are, it will require at least some follow-up before they're ready to do something or trust you enough to really open up and talk to you and put the house on the market. So in order for your follow-up to be effective, you want to get their phone number, you want to get their full name, you want to get their email. So this way you can mail them stuff, you can email them, you can call them, you can text them. Yeah? So you have a little notepad and you say, terrific, I'm going to send you some updates and let you know what's going on. What is your name? What is your email? What is your phone number? And the way you ask it is you expect them to give it to you.
Right.
That's the trick. You cannot be tentative. You cannot ask things like, would you mind giving me your phone number? You open up for them to say, no, I'd rather not. And then you can emphasize, I promise I don't want to bother you. This is not about the sales pitch or anything, but I think it's good to keep in touch. Besides, you will be able to call me as well. Let me text you my contact information. What is your cell number? You don't do business cards.
Okay.
You don't want to do business cards. That's what everybody else is doing. That's what all the other agents are doing, those that make $38,000, $39,000 a year. So you don't want to do that.
Okay.
You tell them, look, this is the 21st century. Let me text you my contact information. So this way, when you call me or you text me or I text you, we have the ID so it's set up, you know who it is. Cool?
Right.
A lot of your success with this, Al, will depend on your confidence, how confident you are.
Yeah.
If you are comfortable, right? If you're comfortable talking with them, if you're confident asking for these things, they will as well. If you hesitate, if you're either too low status or too aggressive, too strong, it's not going to work. You want to be right in the middle.
Okay.
Okay? So that's how you do it. You write down their name, you write down their... First thing you're going to do is send them a little thank you card or at least text them, hey, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today.
Yeah.
Hope I'll be able to help you in the future. Al, ABC Real Estate. Okay?
Okay.
That's the secret. And then if you're able to do this 1 hour a day for the next 4 or 5 days, or you do it before your open house on Saturday morning, you're going to talk to a lot of people, and you will see that a percentage of them may express some interest. You put them on a follow-up, and that's where the conversions will happen. They will not, very seldom, I mean, occasionally it happened to me. Very, very few people would say, well, why don't you come on in and give me an idea what we can get for our house we're thinking about selling. And the issue is not as much motivation as it is trust. Okay? So the way you're going to start building that trust is through repeated communication. You're going to email them, you're going to text them, they're going to see your video, they're going to receive your market updates. You're going to maybe even talk to them in person if they stop by at the open house. Okay? But the idea is you put these leads in your contact management system and then you repeatedly follow up and follow up and follow up until you build enough trust and until their motivation is high enough, their desire to move, boom, you got a nice listing. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the first element to your open house. You're promoting it well.
Okay.
You can also post it on Facebook. You can post it on Craigslist. Definitely recommend it. Maybe do a little slideshow video. You post it on YouTube. So that's the preparation. The second phase to that is make sure your open house is a success. When you do an open house now, Al, how many visitors do you normally get per open house?
Well, the first one that I advertised on Facebook, did the YouTube and everything else, I had about 20 guests.
That's not bad.
The second one where I just did the neighborhood thing, I didn't do any Facebook ads because I said I will test it and see how it goes. I just did the neighborhood door knocking. I had about 3 or 4 people.
So it makes a difference to do both.
It does make a difference.
Yeah, that has been my experience as well.
I had someone else who's been in the who's been doing it for a little while. That told me Facebook don't make much of a difference. But from what I have done and experimented myself, because the 2 homes are basically in the same area, and that other one has far more traffic when I advertise it like a week ahead of time on Facebook.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So Facebook made a difference. Good. So keep doing that. I would do all 3. Facebook, YouTube, and Craigslist, because those are the three. And then if you want, throw in a Zillow as well.
Okay.
Those are the places where people go to look. Now, the second phase to that is, so you've done this marketing, takes about 7 days to prep it, put a sign in the yard, hey, open house this Saturday, open house this Sunday, so you start promoting it, people start noticing it, driving by or walking by. Okay? The phase 2 of this is you use a lot of signs. How many signs do you put out right now, Al?
Right now I only put out about 6 signs.
6. I would bump it up to at least 12. Now, it's a lot of work. You know, to do 12, 15 signs takes a lot of work, and it's physical work because you got to haul that shit from the car and put it out and take it down and all that. So it's better if somebody could help you. One of your affiliates, maybe your lender can help, or anybody who's on your team. Ask them, can you help me out with this? Or even your family member. I used to abuse my family to help me out. So be resourceful so that you don't waste so much time just dealing with the signs, if you can.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I bring my 16-year-old son with me sometimes.
Perfect.
To help out. But
Perfect.
the thing is, our office don't have that many signs, so I just take whatever that's left.
Yeah, once you get the business going, once you get up to speed, it may be a good idea to get your custom signs designed, because it will increase your name recognition, it will get more attention if it's just you generics. But generics are fine. Do the best you can with what you have. Remember, that's always been my rule. And you're doing the best you can. So now you're promoting it. Getting 20 people to an open house is good. That's a good sign. That means you're doing it right. The trick to it, though, is the money is not in the open house itself. Just like with the door knocking leads, the money's in the follow-up. Do you use a guest register?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you're collecting names, phone numbers, and emails. The first thing, what do you do after the open house? You talk to the people, they come through, they sign in. What do you do?
Once even if they do have an agent, I would send out a thank you card for visiting the open house. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me either through your agent or by yourself.
Excellent. Do you have a chance to talk to them? Do you ever get them on the phone or at least text them? Is there some kind of two-way communication?
I've gotten out of the 2 open houses that I've done, I've gotten 3 people that I have spoken to, literally, so far.
Okay.
It's just like right now they're still looking. They're first-time home buyers, so they're hesitant with a lot of stuff as we go forward.
What I would suggest is refer those buyers out. Don't invest a lot of time. Because here's the thing, if you work with 3 or 4 buyers, and they may be nice people, they may even be qualified, they may even be motivated, you have no guarantee that you're going to sell them a house this weekend. And if you have no guarantee you're going to sell them a house this weekend, that means you're going to invest a lot of time showing them property, negotiating offers, writing offers, going back and forth with absolutely zero certainty that you're going to get paid at the end. On contrary, many of those will never turn into commissions. And there is no formula that would determine right up front who's going to get you paid and who will not. The problem is, so much time and effort will be put into working with buyers that you will not have time to focus on listings.
And the funny thing, you were saying that to me, and I was just saying that to a friend yesterday. I prefer to work with sellers so much because the difference with buyers is that exactly what you just said. You spend time showing them how homes. Then when you're telling them to get qualified at the time they need to get qualified, if they don't listen to you, then you negotiate the price and you're telling them what to go in with. So far, that's been my problem with them, is I would tell them a price, and they will insist on something else, and then their offers end up as backup offers. So.
The difference is this, Al. It has to do with human psychology. See, when you're working with buyers, buyers are in a transactional mode. And what that means is they go online, they put their criteria, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, $375,000 home in a certain area, and now pictures pop up. And it's just like shopping on eBay. It's just like going on Amazon. It's the same thing. People shop. They don't really care that much, no matter what they tell you, who's going to sell them that house. Because at the end, what they want is a house. You know what I mean? You don't have sellers go online and shop for agents the same way. If the sellers go online, they shop for their next house, or they're curious what the neighborhood is going for. But it's a different mindset. With the seller, it's either go or no go. They have a deadline, they have a timeline, they have a core driving emotion, they have motivation, they have some type of a plan in place to get them to where they want to be. With a buyer, I mean, if you ask them, what would happen if you don't buy a house in the next 3 months? Would that create a problem for you? What will most say?
No.
No, not the end of the world. We'll just keep looking
Right.
until we find one, until we find a good deal, boom, boom, and they give you a list of 12 things and you're scratching your head going, what the fuck, how are you going to find that kind of thing? For the price of foreclosure or a super deal, what you're looking for, huge time investment with very little commitment on their part. Because there's no
Right.
downside in most cases. Now, here's where the game changes. If you're working with a buyer who needs to sell their house first, that's a game changer because now you're working with a seller who needs to move up. That's a good client. And
Right.
if you get those through an open house, you want to work with those. Those are excellent leads because now you can double end the transactions. Now you can work with them, or sell them another home. So that's very different. But these buyers, first-time buyers, although they're sometimes fun to work with because they're excited and they're passionate and you feel like you're really helping them, from a business perspective, is a bad business model. It's not a good business model. So be very, very careful with whom you work with and how much time and effort you put into it. What I would suggest is find a good agent who is good with buyers. And I'm sure in your area there is somebody who stands out, who has the patience, who has the knowledge, who has the skills and resources to help these folks. And then work out the deal with them. Get a percentage, a referral fee, and you feed them all these buyers. That's a good way to go, where you now are free mentally and time-wise to focus on sellers.
Okay.
Make sense?
It makes a whole lot of sense.
It is a much better business model, a much faster way. I still don't understand why people to this day, you hear that advice for new agents. So find a buyer that's going to get you money quickly. Bullshit. It won't. On contrary, you're going to spin your
I am
wheels.
living that right now.
Right? You can relate to that. You tested it
Yeah.
on yourself and you know it doesn't work. It never works.
Yeah.
It's a Las Vegas real estate. Hope, 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 hope. They're going to like it. They're going to buy it. It's going to go through. And then they write an offer. You get it accepted. And then a week later, you get a phone call. Oh, we changed our mind.
Yeah.
Happened to me so many times. It drives you crazy. So don't do that. Focus on sellers, your marketing, your prospecting, your follow-up. All your efforts need to be focused on listing. Here's why. Good listings will naturally attract good buyers. You will start getting good buyers, whether it's your sellers moving up, you're going to get sign calls, so you can double end some transactions. You're going to get referrals. Good buyers will come. You don't need to focus on them. And you can cherry pick the primo ones and the rest you refer out. I mean, look around. All the agents in your office or in your area who are doing well, they all have a buyer's agent. You don't see a $500,000 producer on weekends driving people around, showing homes till 5 o'clock in the afternoon while the family's waiting at home. And they're writing offers till midnight, negotiating. No, they're playing golf, they're on the boat, they're skiing, they're enjoying family life. It's the poor schmucks like you and a bunch of others who are driving there working for the listing agent who strolls in Monday morning, nice and refreshed, reviews the offers, gets one accepted, gets paid, done.
Right.
That's who you want to be. Cool?
Yeah.
So don't work buyers.
Okay.
Yeah? All right.
Yes, sir.